Lonnie looked over at her sister, begging her not to lose her shit, but she was a little too late. Kalari vibed off of people's energy, and the energy from this woman was way off, and her instincts were telling her that she wasn't there to get her nails done. Bringing trouble into her place of business was a no-no, and the woman in front of her was violating. "My name is Aria, and—" Her words were cut off by her ringing phone. Aria smiled and raised her brow. "Well, I'll just let him tell you himself." She hit the accept button on her phone, and Dalon's voice flowed through the speaker of her phone. "Baby, listen, we need to talk. I don't want you stressing the baby out and shit. I'll handle shit with Kalari. She won't be a problem, I promise she won't. But we got to sit down and figure this out." Dalon babbled off. Each word that fell from his lips was like a dagger digging into her heart. Everything froze around her as she did everything in her power to suppress her inner screams. This couldn't be true. Yes, Dalon was an asshole, and she often found herself on the shitty end of his fuck-ups, but never anything like this. He was more of a messed up the plug's money, and she had to work overtime or take money out of the business account to make sure he was okay. That, or he would keep getting locked up and she would have to get him out. She had heard a few times that he was cheating, but she never had any real proof. Until now. She often asked herself why she stayed around, and the only thing that she could come up with is the fact that she really loved him. The two met 3 years ago at the club. At first, Kalari knew what kind of guy he was and tried her best to keep her distance from him, but he was persistent in his advances. When he finally got her, he never missed a chance to show her just how happy he was that she chose him. Dalon knew he had a gem when he met Kalari. Not only was she business savvy and building her own, she had a little hood in her and would always be there for him when he needed her. She took care of home and never really questioned him. She trusted him, and that made him comfortable. He had his shit with him, but he did everything in his power to keep it away from her. "Kalari," Lonnie said in a warning tone. She could see the lines form on her sister's forehead as her brows knitted together. The way she was gripping the handle of the nail brush she had in her hand, it was only a matter of time before it went flying across the room. Lonnie knew just how bad this could get. She just prayed that Kalari would think about her and their business before she reacted. "Kalari?" Lonnie tried again. Kalari darted her eyes to her sister. She was trying desperately to keep her attitude in check, but it was probably one of the hardest things she's ever had to do. Hearing her man of 3 years admit to having a baby with another woman, regardless if he knew she was there or not, was painful. Just hearing him say it was world-crushing. Taking a deep breath, she swallowed the sobs that wanted to escape. The last thing she would do was to let this woman see her break down in front of her. She refused. "I think you should leave," was all Kalari said as she went back to the top coat she was applying before she was bombarded with the betrayal. "Aria, where the fuck are you?" The panic in Dalon's voice hurt Kalari more than she would like to admit. "What the fuck did you do, Aria?" "Well, I thought that your girlfriend, that I knew nothing about, would like to know that she's gonna be a stepmother." The minute the words left her mouth, the line went dead. She knew that she was crossing a few lines when it came to approaching Kalari, but she was pissed and hurt. She wanted company in the misery department. She thought that her and Dalon were about to be together and raise their baby. For the last 7 months, that's what he had been telling her. It wasn't until her girlfriend shot her a photo of the happy couple did she find out about Kalari. Aria knew that she could have went about it another way, but when she approached Dalon about it, he told her that he would fix it. That was 3 months ago. So here she was. "I think you should leave, ma'am. This will be my last time asking nicely." Kalari plastered the biggest, fakest smile on her face that she could as she waited for the woman to leave. She was embarrassed, hurt, and pissed off, and that was only the beginning of the things that were plaguing her.